Thank you for watching 29 News. Count on us.
Like these address why violence happens, not just its effects.
In other words, how do we really begin to identify and think about ways that we can co-create solutions to some of the root causes that impact wellness and well-being that manifests itself into violence?
All right, well, early voting in Virginia ends today, and numbers across the state show lower participation amongst young voters. Nearly 3/4 of voters in the Commonwealth have been over the age of 50. And in Charlottesville, where the median age is lower than state average, students are trying to help other students hit the polls on Election Day. University of Virginia's Center for Politics will run free shuttles all Election Day from grounds to polling sites. Members say many of their peers are interested in voting but are not educated on the process.
In college, it can be really difficult for students to get registered. Many of them are registered in their home state, or they don't always have the correct information when it comes to voting. So we're really here to help students make their voices heard.
Shuttles will be picking up from 5 different on-grounds locations and dropping off to 5 different polling sites. Community members around the valley gathered to celebrate the reopening of the Stewart's Draft Antique Mall after being sold and remodeled. Our Mason Willett has the story.
After being closed for a year for remodeling, the Stewart's Draft Antique Mall has officially reopened with new ownership and a whole new look, all while holding on to what made the store so special for 30 years.
And if you have a dream, don't be afraid.
A motto that new co-owner Kevin Harris says carried him through years of owning businesses.
There's things that sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but living in fear and not trying to pursue your dreams, that's never, I think that's never the right way to move forward, and you only have one life to live. So,
after a conversation with his business partner Billy Trimble, they decided to purchase the store.
I couldn't stop thinking about it, and so we got home, we were crunching the numbers and prayed about it and said, you know what, I think we can do this.
With the plan set, Harris had one last group of people to talk it over with, his family. But his daughter Morgan Urkel says they did not need any convincing.
The whole family was at dinner and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're like, that's really random, but sounds cool. Like we were all on board. We were like, yeah, sounds fun. Like we had shopped here before. We came when we were kids. It was really random, but it sounded fun. So we were all game and yeah, it's been a blast.
The store has 40 different dealers, one of them Tia Tutwiler, who has been a staple of the store for 15 years. And she says she has loved the new changes.
The Mitchells were a local, really wonderful local family, and they sold to a really wonderful local family. So, a lot of things have stayed the same, a lot of things have changed and stuff, but it's in really good hands, and we're doing really well.
To celebrate the reopening, the store invited local food truck Mr. Barbecue, welcoming customers with a delicious meal. And Harris hopes to have more events like this for the community in the future. For Virginia Weekend, I'm Mason Willett.
Boy Scouts around the valley are working together once again for the Scouting for Food annual food drive. It's a drive they put on to support Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, and since 2012, the Scouts have collected over 943,000 pounds of food. The Scouts began this morning by going around homes distributing door hangers to remind residents about the drive. Communications and PR manager of Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, Les Sinclair, says this is their second largest food drive that they do each year, thanking the Boy Scouts for all of their hard work.
It's really a fantastic thing, not only for the food bank, but I think for the Scouts too, because they get out into their community and get to wear their uniforms and really know that they're making a difference.
The Boy Scouts will return November 9th to collect any donations left outside for them. Sinclair says everyone is able to donate at Martin's in Harrisonburg, where a food bank truck will collect donations. And still to come on the news tonight, we continue our 11-part series highlighting the Shenandoah Valley veterans and the resources available for them. Noah Harrison brings us part 2 of Valley of Valor.
Welcome to Jefferson Coin's new location at 255 Albemarle Square at the corner of Ryer Road and Route 29. Whether you're investing in gold and silver bullion and rare coins or selling your jewelry and sterling silver flatware, we're here to help. We've been your trusted gold and silver dealer for over 60 years. Come see our new store and all of our amazing deals. Visit Jefferson Coin's new location on the corner of Route 29 and Ryer Road. Call us at 979-COIN and visit our website at jcsgold.com.
I was wondering if you'd like to go for dinner with me tonight.
I'd love to.
Andrew?
You're pregnant.
How does Cal feel about it? I can't let myself fall in love with someone when I know that there's no future together.
What are you fighting for?
Stop pushing me away.
Maybe if we met at another time in our lives.
It's not too late for you to change your future.
Sullivan's Crossing. New episode Wednesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Response that kids feel unsafe. How big of a problem is that?
29 News. Finding truth. Our promise to you. Beveridge Tractor has a great deal on a new Kubota tractor package, so you can take on your toughest projects. The package includes a Kubota L-Series tractor, a front-end loader, a rear blade, and a brush cutter. Plus, drive your new tractor off the lot on a 20-foot trailer, or let Beveridge Tractor deliver it to you. Kubota is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., and Beveridge Tractor is your full-line Kubota dealer in Stewart's Draft and at beveragetractor.com.
I'm John Mulaney, and I'm hosting SNL this week. The prodigal son has returned, much like the great Odysseus. Sorry, who's the writer on this promo?
Right here.
Oh my God, Bob Dylan. What are you doing here?
Well, I've been hired as a writer.
That's really cool. I have no questions.
Fall in Central Virginia, it's a beautiful time of year. But when the seasons change, being the most accurate with your first alert matters. Plan your day with the 29 First Alert Weather Team. The 29 First Alert Weather Team, Central Virginia's most accurate.
Stay connected to your community from anywhere. Follow 29 News on your go-to social media feeds and watch live news broadcasts on 29news.com. We're anywhere you need us to be.
Welcome back. This evening, we continue our 11-part series highlighting Shenandoah Valley veterans and some of the resources available for them in the area. Noah Harrison brings us part 2 of Valley of Valor.
No frills, nothing fancy or formal, just a group of veterans coming together to share their stories, laughs, and support of one another. This is the Stanton Veterans Breakfast Club. Hometown Grill and Buffet in Stanton serves all the classics, coffee, bacon, eggs, and more. But tucked in the front corner of the restaurant,
Father, we thank you. We are men and women that love our country. One nation, under God. We've demonstrated that because we've given part of our lives to support that.
You'll find the Veterans Breakfast Club.
Me, Stewart, Air Force, 59 to 64.
A group of men and women who fought for our country.
Our job was to form a perimeter so they could build an airfield out of the wilderness there. There was 2,000 of us that dropped. At that time, the Cold War was going on, and they were afraid Russia might try to invade Alaska.
And now come together for fellowship, not to be honored with a special event, but to simply share their stories, stories of their lives.
I came from not a good neighborhood, and I was very poor when I grew up. When you got out of high school, and you realized that I was going to be drafted. So rather than being drafted, I went down and I enlisted. That was the only reason I was ever able to go to college.
Stories that carry on the legacy of those they stood beside in combat who didn't make it back.
But our helicopters had hoists on them, so we could drop a basket down. So we did that, and a friend of mine he wanted to go down because the second load of patients we brought up was their medic. They say he saved like 60 guys' lives, and he got killed in the process. He got shot 3 times.
Stories of their accomplishments.
Well, I spent the next 10 years
being the configuration manager and data manager on the Tomahawk cruise missile. You see things in your vehicles today that we worked on almost 50 years ago. Your guidance system in your car, we had that on the cruise missile. And we could run a flight for over 1,000 miles and hit the target.
And of course, to share plenty of laughs.
Different people come at different times, and they just want to be together and talk to each other.
We usually don't do this in any other environment. We don't go around sitting around telling other people about these things, but we will open up to each other.
Kayla and I had so much fun hanging out with this group. We highly recommend it. The Stanton Veterans Breakfast Club meets every second and fourth Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock at Hometown Grill in Stanton. This has been part 2 of Valley of Valor. I'm Noah Harrison.
Team coverage of the big local races at every angle. 29 News, your choice for election 2024. Sponsored by Grand Home Furnishings.
When your back pain is your foot's fault. This is Dean's story.
I had back pain, and I honestly didn't know where to go.
Until a friend suggested the Good Feet store.
She had to explain to me the feet are connected to the back.
And get this.
As soon as I put on those Good Feet arch supports, the pressure lifted off my back. It's like finding that missing puzzle piece. Like, yes, this is it.
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
I'm Tim Kaine. When I served with missionaries in Honduras, I embraced the Bible verse, "I'll show you my faith by my works." My work is making life better for all Virginians. Through the years, I've showed up for you and stood up for you. Wherever you live and work, whether we agree or disagree, the freedom to be who we are while respecting others makes America special. That's why I approve this message.
There's a reason why people in this part of Virginia count on 29 News.
We know this community. We live here. We're raising our children here. Neighbors just like you. The most experienced newsroom in the area. Asking the right questions. Digging for answers. Not settling until you know the facts.
Thank you for watching 29 News. Count on us.
When the temperature begins to drop, look out for a cuddle alert from me, David Rogers. When you hear me say, it's getting cold tonight, so I'm issuing a cuddle alert. It's time to grab a loved one and cuddle up.
Cuddle alerts are brought to you by the Lodge at Old Trail.
Your First Alert Storm Team forecast with meteorologist Grant Coleman and the Tiger Solar Doppler Radar.
Well, it's been a pretty nice day overall. Plenty of sunshine and marginally cooler than yesterday. Well, much cooler than yesterday. Actually, we were in the 70s yesterday, in the 60s today, and you can see not a cloud in the sky here on our satellite and radar. Really a beautiful day overall. We started out with a few clouds when you woke up, and some people were waking up early enough to see the sunrise. Warren Faught is one of those people. This beautiful sunrise picture looking out over Afton Mountain from Augusta County. Thank you for sending this in. You can see the yellows bouncing off the clouds and the blue of the sky as the sun rises. Love these pictures when you've got all those details in there. So right now we're in the 50s and getting cooler pretty quickly. The sun hasn't even set yet and we're already well past our highs for the day and getting cooler. 57 in Harrisonburg, 57 in Weir's Cave, in the low 60s for Upper Tract in West Virginia, in the 60s for Central Virginia right now. Very fall-like. It's starting to finally feel like fall, and honestly, it feels a little overdue. We're getting into our daylight savings time ending off tonight, and we're just getting into fall-like temperatures, it feels like, but fortunately, it's not going to last too long. We'll be chilly tonight. Those temperatures get down into the upper 20s for our cool spots, low to mid-30s for everywhere else, mid-30s for our Central Virginia areas. Very cool night. You're going to want the jacket tonight for sure, and really, with the clearness of the skies tonight, we'll see some patchy patchy fog develop for the area. Not looking at a whole lot of thick, dense fog like we've seen in the past, but it's definitely possible with the conditions that we have tonight. So as we get into tomorrow, a pretty nice day overall, even cooler than today actually. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s to low 60s, and feeling even more like fall, and really even more like it's supposed to for this time of year. 60 in Harrisonburg, 60 for Charlottesville as well, 59 for Luray and Woodstock respectively. Pretty comfortable overall. Like I said, you're probably going to want the jacket. It's not going to be breezy or windy by any means, but you're going to feel the crispness of the air as fall really is kind of underway here. But the thing is, it's not going to last long. We're going to start the warm-up once again into the week. We'll have more clouds on Monday as our front moves closer and closer. We get into the warm sector. So we start to see a warmth build with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s on Monday, and we'll start to see the temperatures get even higher as we get in that warm sector. The high pressure moves off the coast, and so the front will move closer and closer, but that also helps to send this warm air up through our area and getting us into the mid 70s by midweek, something that unfortunately we're kind of used to seeing at this point. Taking a look at your Blue Mountain Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast, we'll see the front move through later this week, but before we can get to that, you can see that with us in the warm sector by midweek, we're in the mid 70s, which, you know, in the beginning weeks of November, that's not something you normally see, but the good news is we'll start to see those temperatures drop back down into the 60s by next weekend, getting us back closer to where fall should be.
My moderate to severe Crohn's disease
and my ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me
out of the picture. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver remission
and help visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture? Ask your gastroenterologist how to take control of your Crohn's or UC with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
AbbVie could help you save.
I was wondering if you'd like to go for dinner with me tonight.
I'd love to.
Andrew?
You're pregnant.
How does Cal feel about it? I can't let myself fall in love with someone when I know that there's no future together.
What are you fighting for?
Stop pushing me away. Maybe if we met at another time in our lives.
It's not too late for you to change your future.
Sullivan's Crossing. New episode Wednesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. So when I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please, I told you to call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors, and it changes colors.
Smart and pretty, you could say.
You're going to make me blush. I love that it's lightweight, low dust, and delivers right to my doorstep.
Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
Now your local sports with Connor Burgan from the Centera Sports Desk. Centera supports athletes on the court, on the field, and in our community.
Well, Bridgewater football was riding high throughout the first half of the season. Winners of 5 in a row until a trip last week to Randolph-Macon handed the Eagles their first conference loss of the season. But now, as the saying goes, it's on to the next one. And up next for them, the Hampton-Sydney Tigers. Head coach Scott Lem really trying to get his offense in high gear to open things up, but the Tigers, well, they had other plans. Let's start opening drive. Carter Saito gets the defense to jump. Free play, lobs it up, and Manning Lasso reaches top shelf to get it over the defense. Tigers offense would start strong, opening up a 17-0 lead, but the Eagles wouldn't go away that easily. End of the second quarter now. Eagles on the march. Jasir Bateman slings one. Kyle Beck, acrobatic catch, his third touchdown of the year, helping Bridgewater get onto the board entering the half. But today, it was the Manning Lasso show. Let's go into the second half, into fourth quarter. Tigers in the red zone, and a little deja vu. Saito airing it up. Lasso, look at that toe drag. Keep a foot in bounds. Me, oh my, that would do it this afternoon. The Saito and Lasso connection quite strong in this one. Tigers pull away with a 28-21 win. Bridgewater now falls in back-to-back weeks. They'll look to get themselves back into the win column next Saturday, back home, taking on Washington and Lee. Well, that wasn't the only team playing from the Commonwealth today. Virginia Tech on the road, just one win shy of clinching bowl eligibility, taking on Syracuse. Marty Hutloff has a recap.
2021.
The Hokies come into this game at Syracuse riding a 3-game win streak. Quarterback Kyron Drones is out with a lower body injury. Kylan Schlee gets the start. Tech scored 2 touchdowns in the first 10 minutes. Some trickery here. Jalen Lane with the 7-yard touchdown run. Hokies were up 14-3 at half. Third quarter, Schlee to Ali Jennings. His first touchdown since the season opener. Hokies lead 21-3. But Syracuse storms back, scoring the next 3 touchdowns. 2 of them from Kyle McCord to Justin Ross Simmons. Syracuse takes its first lead at 24-21. 3 minutes later, the Hokies regain the lead. Malachi Thomas with a 15-yard score. Tech leads 28-24. With 29 seconds left, now 31-24, LaQuint Allen jumps over the pile for a game-tying touchdown. We're headed to overtime, tied at 31. Syracuse has the ball first in OT. Allen runs into the end zone from 9 yards out to give the Orange the lead. Tech's turn to answer, but Schlee is going to get hit and fumbles. Syracuse wins 38-31, becoming bowl eligible. Tech drops to 5-4 and plays host to 11th-ranked Clemson next week. I'm Marty Hutloff for Virginia Weekend.
I'm John Mulaney, and I'm hosting SNL this week. The prodigal son has returned, much like the great Odysseus. Sorry, who's the writer on this promo?
Right here.
Oh, my God, Bob Dylan. What are you doing here?
Well, I've been hired as a writer.
That's really cool. I have no questions.
We are the keepers of the wild. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving the natural landscapes that define our nation. Nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters. Together with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. So get out there and enjoy.
Team coverage of the big local races and every angle. 29 News, your choice for election 2024. Sponsored by Grand Home Furnishings.
Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of.
A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them. It helps fight crime.
Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
Thank you for watching 29 News.
Well, before we go tonight, let's get a final look at that forecast. Grant, I know we've got some more fall weather coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to hang out with us for the next couple of days, really. And then as we get into next week, we start to see that warm-up return. So we're in the mid-60s for Monday with some clouds building in and everything. And then we're really in that warm sector, that area I showed you where that southwest wind is pumping that warm air into our area for Tuesday and Wednesday, where we're just hanging out in the mid-70s, feeling like early October once again. And then after that, we'll get back into the 60s by Friday, finally getting a little bit closer to fall.
Well, thank you, Grant. Thank you, Connor. And thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in at 11 p.m. for more news.
was a chaotic weekend at UVA. 25 people were arrested.
First alert weather days due to that